On this Veterans Day, a story to honor every soldier. The profile of an amputee patient at Walter Reed Army Medical Center used to be middle-aged, overweight, and diabetic. But today, the halls are filled with young soldiers struggling to become whole again. And now, thanks to a new program, many have found peace where they least expected it.
There had been a lot of enemy contact that day.
So we went out to secure the area, and
there was just this explosion from my
just
house.
Everything went black.
I tried to rub my eyes, which made the glass go in deeper.
I heard the loudest scream I'd ever heard in my life, and realized it was myself that was screaming.
I looked up at my lieutenant and I told him,
"This is not how I'm gonna die. I can't die here."
When it actually happens, there's no reversing it. You can't sit there and argue with God and say, "No, you can't do this to me." You know, you look down and it's so irreversible.
The nightmares make it hard to sleep. And in the light, the reality is it's hard to get up.
He had a lot of setbacks, and every once in a while he'd say to me, "I quit."
It's just so frustrating to a point when you just want to give up.
Sergeant Brandon Huff said it would have been easy if he had just lost a leg.
Okay.
But he also had a stroke that paralyzed his left side. When we talk about accomplishments, we're talking about some pretty basic things.
It was a day of celebration when he could lift an empty styrofoam cup to his mouth. That was huge.
Even months after they've returned home, the physical and emotional wounds are still raw. Lieutenant Corporal Aaron Rice says he's almost accustomed to the stares and double takes.
When I get my final leg that they're going to give me, that's one of the things I'm looking forward to doing is putting a Purple Heart sticker laminated on it, on the outside of it, so that when people see my leg, they know that I didn't just lose my leg, but I lost it for them.
So we have 8 guys kayaking.
To help repair their broken bodies and spirits, doctors at Walter Reed suggested an alternative therapy, kayaking, and welcomed a team of local boaters into the hospital.
They've come back from a war damaged, but this community's not seeing that damage. We're seeing potential.
He was afraid to go in the water. He didn't know, after having lost a leg, can I swim in a straight line? Am I going to sink?
For many, it's the first time they've been active in months, and even the basics like rolling underwater can intimidate a soldier still trying to heal.
Yeah, flip yourself.
It's like put myself in danger.
It's all right.
I didn't want to have any kind of a panic feeling.
I was saying, "You're crazy. I'm not going to roll over in this thing. I'm strapped into it."
But as Brandon's mother watched her son and the others disappear and surface for air, she says she was finally able, after so many months, to breathe again.
I had to leave the room. I cried so hard. It was this realization, I think, for him as well as me, he's going to be okay. This is the first thing he had done outside of physical therapy that seemed normal.
And what did you find out?
That it actually came kind of naturally.
I didn't think it was possible that you can giggle under the water, but you can do it.
The pool is just training. Today they're heading towards the Potomac River in Maryland and a chance to take on real rapids. As they gear up and head out, one thing becomes very clear.
Wow, there we go.
Just knowing that I look exactly the same and I'm acting exactly the same underneath the boat.
As everybody else.
Yeah, as everybody else.
There was just no excuses, no leg in the way. Can you do this? An athlete overcoming a challenge.
And Brandon, who once worried that with only one leg he'd swim in circles, is on the river finding his way.
I just gotta forget all my problems for a little while and just work on surfing away.
So when you're in a hospital, everybody's in control of your life.
Yeah.
But when you're on the river in a
Just
kayak.
control of your own destiny, down the rapids and to the next eddy.
And the path Brandon chose? To scramble up over the rocks and attack the rapids.
I could see his grin from on top of this rock. It was just ear to ear, and I was far away.
It just shows them what they're capable of doing. It builds that inner confidence. They can walk upright because they're a whitewater kayaker.
The amputees at Walter Reed joke that they've entered a club where the price of admission costs an arm and a leg. But as these soldiers heal, they are seeing not what it stops them from doing, but what it allows them to become.
I wouldn't change a thing. Being able to serve my country was something I'd always wanted to do, and if it cost me a leg, so be it. I'm going to have a normal life anyway.
All right, worry, we're all flown on, flown on.
And you should know the Team River Runner is the name of the organization that works with Walter Reed. It's made up of volunteers who donate every weekend to the cause. And for more information on them, you can check out our website at today.com.